अस्सलाम वालेकुम आप सबको US Consulate कराची की जानिब से Coffee with Krish में खुश आमदीद. Welcome to all our viewers. I am your host Krish Das and I am the spokesperson for the US Consulate General here in Karachi. मैं यहाँ का तर्जुमान हूँ. This recorded discussion is part of our regular series through which we provide you with up-to-date information on various topics in a number of diverse areas and share lives and accomplishments of interesting personalities both in the United States and in Pakistan. Today, we have with us Mark Russell, the Senior Commercial Officer at the US Consulate in Karachi. Mark arrived in Pakistan in August 2018 and is leading all US commercial staff and commercial matters for the US mission in Pakistan. Prior to this assignment, Mark served in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Lisbon, Portugal, Cairo, Egypt, Chennai, India, and Prague in the Czech Republic. Mark joined the US Foreign Commercial Service in 1999 after 10 years of military and private sector business experience. He has a BS in Management from the University of Maryland and an MA in International Affairs from George Washington University. Mark, thank you so much for taking time out to have this discussion with us and sharing all the wonderful programs being undertaken by the US Foreign Commercial Service. And as they say in Urdu, हम आपका इस्तकबाल करते हैं, which means a big welcome to you. Welcome to Karachi.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Mark, so tell me a little bit about how did you become a diplomat? What made you join the Foreign Commercial Service?
Well, as I mentioned in the past, my experience is a little bit different than I think a lot of my State Department colleagues. I actually work for the Department of Commerce versus the Department of State. I became interested in the Foreign Commercial Service when I was living and traveling abroad through my military and my private sector background. Mm-hmm. I realized I wanted to make it a career working in international business, international affairs. So after that, I went back to the States, went to grad school, and from there I found out about the Foreign Commercial Service. And from there, I took the Foreign Service exam, similar to what you do in the State Department. Okay. And now here I am.
And again, it fits in with your graduate degree, which was in international affairs. What was your inspiration to join the U.S. Foreign Commercial Service? What was the factor that led you to join the commercial service?
The Foreign Commercial Service focuses more on the international business side and international trade promotion of being a diplomat, and that's what I wanted to focus on, and so that's why I chose Foreign Commercial Service over a different foreign affairs agency.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the U.S. Commercial Service or Foreign Commercial Service, its broader role, and what does it do in Pakistan? And following that up with with another question is that it is also referred to as the U.S. Department of Commerce, correct?
Well, I'll answer that question first. The U.S. Department of Commerce is the overall cabinet agency that we work for. Right.
Okay.
Within the Department of Commerce, the division I work for is under the International Trade Administration, and then you break it down a little bit further, it's the U.S. Foreign Commercial Service.
I see. Okay.
And as far as our mission is to promote U.S. economic prosperity abroad. We promote U.S. trade abroad. We also encourage foreign direct investment into the United States.
And you've been in Pakistan since August of 2018. Is your operations, you function across Pakistan, correct?
Yes, as an SCO, the Senior Commercial Officer, I'm the most senior commercial or commerce officer in Pakistan, so I cover the whole country. We have the main office is here in Karachi, but we also have offices and staff in Lahore and Islamabad.
I see. Okay. What types of businesses and companies do you cater to, both from the U.S. and Pakistan?
Really all types. We work with the major corporations, some of the largest worldwide conglomerates that are headquartered in the U.S. who also have offices here in Pakistan. We also work with small and medium-sized companies. Kind of the services that we provide to the companies depends on what their demand is, and we give customized solutions. If they are trying to enter Pakistan as a U.S. company, we might recommend that they find a local partner, and find a local distributor to sell their goods. If they are a larger company that wants to actually set up a sales office, we would facilitate that as well. So it really depends on the size of the company.
You're more like a sort of a liaison between the U.S. and Pakistan, between the companies. Would that be a fair assessment?
We can be. We could be a liaison. We could be a moderator. We could be, we could help them with their marketing plans. We could help them with their event planning. We have it's a customized solution. Each company is a little different. Each company has a different desire. Some people just want to expand their sales. Other people want to enter a market. Other people might have regulatory or more broader business climate kind of issues that we work with.
And when the companies come here, you were talking about partnerships. Would they sort of, so for example, if a U.S. company is coming to Pakistan, or a Pakistani company going to the U.S., would that be considered what's called a joint venture?
Well, again, one of our basic services that we provide is that a U.S. company will not have operations in Pakistan, but they want to enter the market.
Okay.
We will help them find contacts, potential partners. We can do the initial market analysis for the country, and so we can help them basically enter the market. On the same token, if a Pakistan company is interested in investing in the United States, we have a program called Select USA, where we will help a Pakistan company invest and open up our operations in the U.S.
I see.
But when we help Pakistan companies go to the U.S., it's really helping them foreign direct investment. That's what we're talking about. We encourage foreign direct investment into the United States.
Mark, what is the volume of trade between the United States and Pakistan? And if you can go a little further and talk about the trends, that'll also be really helpful.
Well, last year, in 2017 was a record year as far as trade between Pakistan and the United States.
Okay.
It was the bilateral trade increased 30%, 32% actually. The total amount was $6.4 billion. We had $2.8 billion U.S. exports coming into Pakistan, and then as far as Pakistan exports to the United States was $3.6 billion. That shrunk the deficit, or the trade deficit, as far as the U.S. trade deficit between the two countries by 43%, down to...
That's pretty enormous.
It was big. 2017 was a banner year for trade between Pakistan and the United States.
I see. Do you see it sort of the trade increasing this year or the next few years?
Well, the interest is still high for U.S. companies.
Okay.
Of course, they see the opportunity here. It is a challenge to do business here, but there is an opportunity, and the companies that are willing to do their homework and put the time and effort into it can be successful here.
It's challenging in every probably part of the
Sure.
world. It's sort of similar.
Oh, it's, of course, yeah. Each country has its
own
unique issues that
unique issues,
international companies, U.S. companies have to overcome to do business in those countries.
What are some of the major U.S. exports to Pakistan, and what are the major Pakistani exports to the U.S.?
The largest overall export, as far as into the U.S. exports into Pakistan, is agriculture related, mostly various types of grains and agriculture. We also do a lot of iron and steel, railroad equipment, engines, whatnot. As far as Pakistan exports to the United States, textile related.
And that's a huge field.
Yeah, and this could range from your basic clothing that's going to Walmart to your high-end leather goods to your industrial fabrics. It's a pretty wide variety of, and that's Pakistan's largest export to the United States.
And the U.S. Commercial Service frequently leads Pakistani business delegations to trade fairs in the United States. I think this is fascinating. Tell us a little more about that, and also if you can get into How does it benefit the bilateral trade between the U.S. and Pakistan? I know these trade fairs have been a tremendous opportunity for businessmen and women from across the spectrum to understand, learn, explore, study, things that are going on in each other's countries, and also learn from each other. And if you can tell us a little more about this, that'll be great.
Yeah, that is another one of the services that we provide. It's called our International Buyer Program. And we have certain trade shows in the United States that are certified by the U.S. Department of Commerce or the International Trade Administration. And at these are trade shows that we think that there will be opportunity for international delegations to connect with American companies. And so, depending on the industry, and it could be we do about 10 to 15 international buyer shows a year as the International Trade Administration. And we will recruit anywhere from delegations range from 10 to 30, 40 people, 30 delegates.
Going from Pakistan to the United States.
Going from Pakistan
for these conferences or
and these
shows.
are major international trade shows depending on the industry. And, it could be related to energy, it could be related to environmental technologies, it could be related to ICT, international telecommunications, and so it varies.
So across the spectrum.
And we'll recruit the delegates. One of my staff or myself will lead that delegation. We will take the delegates to the trade show, and while the delegates are at the trade show, we will arrange one-on-one appointments for these delegates with the American.
I think that is a tremendous opportunity.
And the whole point is to encourage linkage between Pakistan and the United States, and hopefully eventually it will create an opportunity for a U.S. company to partner up with a Pakistan company and export their products.
So a lot of it is networking as well.
Right.
And how do you choose the delegates? I mean, how are the companies chosen?
We work with our partners here, our different business associations. When we know of a trade show that we're going to promote, whatever industry association fits into that category, industry of that trade show, and then we'll recruit with them. And then once we get an interest from a Pakistan company, we'll do the initial vetting, and we'll have to make sure they fit in with the trade show. They understand what the trade show is about.
What are some of the priority areas or sectors the U.S. commercial service is focusing on currently in Pakistan? Maybe in this year, or you're thinking about focusing on next year. If you can enlighten us on that front.
Of course, energy-related products. Of course, that's a big sector we're focusing on. Whether it could be oil and gas, or equipment, or renewable energy. LNG opportunities, there's the gamut as far as energy. Also, agricultural equipment. Our colleagues from the Foreign Agriculture Service, from the Department of Agriculture, will work directly with the agriculture section, but we promote and try to promote U.S. agricultural equipment to facilitate this.
And most of this agricultural equipment, does it come from the Midwest? Or is it across the U.S.?
Across the U.S.
Okay.
There's a number of, because it could be the big machinery, it could also be small parts, and then some other options. Franchising is a big deal here. The U.S. There's a number of U.S. franchises here in Pakistan, and there's continued high interest in Pakistan as far as opening U.S. franchises. And there's others, of course, healthcare and ICT and others that we're working with.
So as we said, I mean, it's a number of diverse areas. Okay. What are some of the biggest opportunities for U.S. firms in Pakistan? What do you see as the biggest opportunities for actually any firm that is planning to come to Pakistan from the United States in the next few years?
Well, the opportunities, you see a country of 200 million people, a country that wants to do business with the United States, is very interested in bringing more U.S. companies to Pakistan. Besides, I mentioned those sectors I just talked about, but there's, in general, the opportunity is that you have a willing and eager and motivated country and partner that wants to.
There's tremendous potential here.
And potential, right? The U.S. companies that are here are generally doing pretty well. I mean, they're being profitable, and so and they're increasing their investment.
Mark, any particular challenges U.S. businesses face or could face while doing business in Pakistan? Like any other country, as we mentioned, are there any challenges or hurdles that could come in?
Well, again, it's like you said, each country is a little different, and there's some of the challenges that U.S. companies will face when they first get here. It's just adapting to the local business, the laws and regulations. Yeah, the laws and regulations of this Pakistan.
And that's why it's important for them to do their homework.
Do the homework.
That's where you can help.
That's where we can help. Yeah, we could. If we don't know the answer to it, because we get lots of different questions, but we can do the research and try to help
before someone comes or some company decides to open shop here.
Whether there could be we get questions about regulatory issues, about customs. And these are just questions that companies have when they're entering any market, and we can help out with answering those questions.
Can you share some of the highlights of the U.S. commercial services activities in 2017-2018, the last 1 year, in Pakistan?
Well, in my 3 months that I've been here. This year we've been pretty successful as far as we've taken 3 delegations back to the States.
So those delegations, were they in different fields or?
Right. We took one delegation related to solar power. As I mentioned earlier.
And that's huge in this country.
Yeah. Renewable energy is one of our focus areas, and so we took a delegation back related to solar power. We also took a delegation back to water management, wastewater and water management. Okay. Again, another big focus.
Another big area.
And then the last one was a delegation related to security technologies. Okay. And right now we're also recruiting for delegations to go to a power and electric show. Power Gen. It's called Power Gen, as well as a show called The World of Concrete.
World of Concrete
in Las Vegas, and it's basically a trade show related to infrastructure and construction.
I see. And most of these delegations, trade shows are in different parts of the United States, correct?
Right. Of course, there's always a few in Las Vegas, but we also take delegations in Indianapolis, New Orleans, Atlanta, Anaheim, Chicago.
And do these these programs run for X number of days or weeks, or how does that sort of work?
Usually 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days.
Some of the bigger shows could be a week long, but.
And does the U.S. Commercial Service when you take these delegations to Vegas or New York or California, wherever, do you also give them an opportunity to sort of explore other places within the U.S., or is it just going to a particular spot and then coming back?
Again, it's a customized service, so it depends on what the company wants. If they sometimes in many cases these delegates are sophisticated businessmen. They want to go to this trade show, but they also have other contacts that they reach out to when they're in the States.
So it's about networking. Right. That's a great opportunity. Mark, I think we are running out of time. Do you have any other thoughts or insights to share with our viewers?
Since I've been here 2.5 months. People ask me what it's like doing business and working here in Pakistan. And I tell people the people are fantastic. Food is unbelievable.
Have you tried the biryani?
I loved biryani, and the work's very interesting. And the opportunities. It's a huge opportunity for people that want to do business here. So I'm happy to be here.
I've been here for over a year now, and this is one of the most hospitable places I have been. Yeah. Pakistanis are one of the most friendliest and welcoming people on the face of this planet. And you will find that in the next while you're here. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a great pleasure chatting with you and listening to the remarkable work the U.S. Foreign Commercial Service has been doing in Pakistan to promote and bolster trade, business, and commerce between Pakistan and the United States. Thank you for your role in strengthening businesses and commerce ties between the U.S. and Pakistan. We wish you all the best for all your future projects and programs. And again, a big thanks to all of you, our viewers, for joining us during this chat. Have a good day. Shukriya or Allah Hafiz.